If you clicked on this video, it's because you understand that accounting is important for your business. Whether you are just starting out or you have been in business for some time, accounting is one of those things that becomes non-negotiable if you want to grow and scale. Now, of course, you did not get into business because you want to spend your day reviewing reports and looking at numbers. You got into business to build something. But once you start operating, you quickly realize that understanding the numbers becomes part of the job. That does not mean you need to master accounting. You probably should not. Your time is better spent running the business. But completely ignoring accounting is not the answer either. So where is the balance? How much do you actually need to know? That is what I'm going to show you in this video. Not accounting for accountants, accounting for business owners. A simple framework to help you focus on the things that actually matter. Before we get into that though, let's talk about why accounting matters in the first place. Think about accounting as communication. Communication is everywhere, from the moment we wake up till we go to sleep. Even something as simple as driving. When you turn your signal before making a turn, you are communicating. You are letting everyone else know where you are going. Without that communication, people are still moving, but eventually things become confusing, and confusion creates problems. Business is the same way. Accounting is how your business communicates what is happening financially. That is why people call accounting the language of business. If you want to understand whether the business is healthy, whether growth is actually profitable, whether pricing is working, the reason cash is getting tighter, the numbers usually show it first. Accounting gives structure to all of that information so you can make decisions with more confidence. That is why understanding accounting matters, not because you want to become an accountant, but because you want to become a better business owner and a better decision maker. Now that we understand why accounting matters, let me simplify the whole accounting process into 5 simple steps. No accounting degree, no complicated language, just understanding what you need to know as a business owner. Step 1, operations. This is where everything starts. Operations are simply everything happening in your business every day. Customers buying, customer asking for refunds, employees working, payroll being paid, inventory being purchased, software subscriptions, marketing, bills, service being delivered, everything that happens inside the business. That is operations. Now, all of those activities create step number 2, transactions. Every business activity leaves a financial footprint. A customer pays, that becomes a transaction. You buy inventory, transaction. You pay payroll, transaction. You send an invoice, transaction. Money does not even need to arrive yet. If the event happened, there is usually a transaction behind it. Operations create transactions. Then we move into step number 3, organization. This is where accounting starts doing its work. Those transactions get recorded, categorized, and organized using accounting principles. This is the step that most business owners do not need to do themselves, but they do need to understand enough to know if it is done correctly. Because this step affects everything after it. This is where reconciliations happen. This is where accounts are reviewed. This is where you make sure the books reflect reality. For example, if your bank account shows one balance and your books show another, that should raise questions. If expenses are being categorized randomly, that affects your reports. If transactions are missing, that affects your reports. So your focus here is not necessarily doing it yourself. Your focus is asking, are the books accurate? Do they make sense? Can I trust this information? Because if this step is weak, everything else becomes weaker. That takes us to step number 4, reports. This is where information becomes useful. Accounting takes all those organized transactions and turns them into reports. And these reports help answer business questions. Profit and loss, am I making money? Balance sheet, what does my business own and what does it owe? Cash flow statement, where is the money actually going? This is usually where business owners should spend more time because reports are where decisions begin. But there is something important. Reports are only as good as the process behind them. If transactions were wrong, reports become unreliable. If accounts were not reconciled, reports become unreliable. And if reports are unreliable, decisions become unreliable, which takes us to step number 5, decisions. This is your area as a business owner. You look at what happened, you understand the story behind it, then you decide, do we hire? Do we reduce expenses? Do we invest? Do we increase prices? Do we change direction? Business owners make decisions constantly, and the better the information, the better the chances of making good decisions. Then something interesting happens. Those decisions affect operations. Operations create transactions. Transactions get organized. Reports get created. Reports lead to decisions, and the cycle starts all over again. That is accounting. It is a communication system that helps you understand what is happening and decide what comes next. And again, I'm not saying you need to spend your time studying accounting, but you should understand enough to ask questions and understand what your accountant is telling you. And if your accountant cannot explain things clearly, if they cannot help you understand what matters without overwhelming you, that may be something to think about. Accounting should create clarity, not confusion. If you enjoyed this video and want more practical content like this, like and subscribe.